Okay, I've ground those tabs off. The main bumper tab is gone from the Sportster, and the tab underneath here, which was for the padlock, is gone. This does not take long because Harley Davidson does not bother taking long welding them on. It's the worst welding job I've ever seen. I'm going to run through the rest of this frame to make sure that their welders haven't omitted anything there either. There's the old tang there. Literally one whack of a hammer and the thing fell off anyway. So there we go, that's off. I have also put the top triple tree from the Yamaha R1000s and the bottom triple tree on, preloaded the bearings, and the capture system here is not what it's going to be, but I have to mock it up first. So it's now together, it's beautiful, there is no play in it whatsoever. You can see there is a gap between the bottom of the neck and the spacer that was the original bearing race on the Yamaha 1000. This helps because it drops down the forks a little bit more. If anything, my forks are going to be too short, so it gives me a little bit more room to play with. So that's that. Now what I need to do is take top triple tree here from the Yamaha and get rid of this, which is the where you had the ignition, and the two bolts that would hold it underneath. Essentially, I don't know if you can get some light here, I need to cut this area off here and make it all one piece. This little tab can stay on. It's for the master cylinder, but I'll probably end up putting it somewhere else anyway. I don't like the little tab. It all seems to be working pretty damn good at the moment. It's going to look very pretty with the forks on there and nice big dual ventilated 4-pot calipers as well. Be much better braking bike. So that's it, and I'll show you the next step when I get to it, after I've chopped all this off. Okay, so here is the top triple tree ground down as promised. I took the lugs off of the back, and it needs cleaning up. I'll go over it with a flat wheel and stuff, and that'll be part of the cosmetic at the end, but otherwise it came out okay. What I discovered was, here is the machined bottom triple tree with the Sportster bearing on it, and obviously when you go to place the top triple tree on, because it's been machined down to a 1-inch bearing now, you have all this play. So luckily, underneath the original top triple tree, there is a divot right there, and I simply took two hardened steel washers and machined them. Actually, I ground the outside edge and I machined the IDs and finished them up with a Dremel, and they fit inside there perfectly. Lies beautifully, and that is now obviously machined to this ID. So actually there's going to be 3 of them. There'll be 2, really there should be 1 thick one, but there's 2 here that make up the base, and then I'll put another one into here, which is the divot on the top, and then it's perfectly captured. So if I now show you this, as you can see, you have all this play. But then if you take these, which are tightly machined to fit, actually, sorry, I think I apologise for my camera work, but these are a tight fit. So now if you take that divot there picks up on these. This is hard to do one-handed, and then that top and bottom, once it's trapped, takes out any play in the top triple tree. In fact, I believe it's probably stronger than the original. So that's the answer to that. Very cheap so far. This has cost absolutely nothing. All of this stuff I found lying around, and it's just elbow grease. And these will be going on pretty soon with the front discs, hopefully, and I will update you then. Okay, here's a quick note on these washers that fit into these spacers that fit perfectly actually into the top triple tree here. There's two machined there. They're just perfect. This is what they looked like originally before I machined out the middle. Now these could be ground out. If you had the patience, you could do it with the Dremel. This is what they look like when they're done. The OD is basically the same. I didn't lathe or machine the outside. I just ran it round a grinder a few times and it popped straight in. This one here, the insides need taking out by, well, you know, about ½ an inch or so. Much easier with a lathe, but you could do it with a grinder if you wanted to be really careful in the last bits anyway, as you're doing your final fitting. Again, very cheap. The OD of these is, if you're going to Osh or wherever you get them, is 1 3/4. They're 1.75 OD. The inside doesn't matter, obviously, as long as you've got enough to machine it out to 1 inch. And they're what, 1/8 inch thick, about that. Not anything special, but they fit perfectly in here, and they're available in every damned hardware store. So there'll be 2 here going in, and then one sits on the top like this, and that's what keeps the whole triple tree clamped in, and that little extra space that you have here doesn't mean anything anymore. So that's where it goes. Okay, I'm going to machine this last one, and I'll get back to you. Okay, so here we are back at the mocking up stage, and I've put the top triple tree back on, the one that's been cut down now, so we just have that one tab left for the master cylinder, which is easy to remove if I don't want it. Otherwise they're pretty symmetrical and nice. The spacers that I just made, these spacers here, there we go, are on, and the 2 underneath are installed. That's the shield there for the original Sportster bearing. It fits really nice. The only thing that I have to do now is this is just a spacer at the moment to hold the tension down on the bearings, and there's a piece of all thread that runs all the way through. That's what's holding it together. So I'm going to put a hardened steel bolt right the way through to capture the top, and I'm also going to attempt now to machine the top with 1 inch section that's left of the original Yamaha 1000 stem. It doesn't have to be perfect, but if I could put a 7/8 inch OD thread on there and nut there, and then the nut running through, it's better than it was from the factory. So if I can do it, I'll do it. If not, well, we'll see. Okay.